then let's get started up. So, you are in the village of Whittleborough. It's a humble village which has been growing in popularity due to the recent discovery of a local dungeon. You've each made your way here, one way or another, in a desperate attempt to start up on your journey. So, you've been told that there are others trying to make a start in the village, and that their levels aren't quite right to join the adventurers group, and perhaps you'd be best trying to form a team together. Okay, so, starting off, you step into the Crooked Broom. This is a busy tavern, where many adventurers come to rest after their travels and adventures. You overhear those telling stories as you walk through, tales of loss and of exciting battles where they've managed to come out on top. Okay, so first of all, let's have you introduce what your characters look like, starting with Roan.
Okay, so I'm a 5'11" human with medium-length mousy brown hair, freckled skin, and a generally happy appearance.
Okay. Ozmeros.
Sat in the corner of the tavern with his feet kicked up, chugging a nail. You see a blue-skinned tiefling. He looks hardy, looks like he's been around, looks like he knows people, but at the same time, completely disinterested in what's going on around him. And yeah, he's just sat tucking into his ale. He's happy.
Kaelen.
I am an elf from a really faraway island called Obijima. I have green eyes, like a reddish-gray skin color, and like a gray-white hair color. I'm 25, and yeah, I'm just here to experience the world and, yeah, have fun doing it.
So, the tavern is busy. There's many adventurers sitting about. It's quite a welcoming atmosphere, and the bar is smooth with its age, and an old broom hangs over the bar. Two more hang crossed over the hearth, and you can see the large stone slabs across the floor are partially covered with faded rugs. It's quite noisy with the hum and the smell of food and drinks sort of fill the air. So, you've been directed to try and find people that are like you, so it takes you a little bit of time to see anyone sitting around that might look fairly fresh and new to adventuring. I'm going to say with Ozmeros sat in the corner, you're probably going to notice him as a person on their own. Not too many people are sat on their own in here.
Okay.
Look up from over my mug, and I catch the wry grin of a human. And a rather fresh-looking elf that might be good bait.
Well, what do we have here then?
Ozmeros. I'm looking for some partners for an adventure. You look just like someone who could have seen a bit of battle.
You could just about say that, to be fair. Roan Beltane. I hold out my hand.
I grip with a big smug look in my face.
I grip back.
Pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine.
Hello, my name's Kaelen. I heard you guys were looking for partners for the dungeon.
That's true. I'm looking for a partner, and I've just met Roan here. So, Kaelen,
Hello, Roan.
what brings you to a place like this?
Kind of just adventure. Been looking around, traveled from really far away. Yep, and just kind of looking for the next thing.
It's Ozmeros is just sort of looking you up and down. It doesn't look threatening, just sizing you.
Does intimidation check.
Strangely, not very intimidating. That's what.
Yeah.
just sizing you. That's all.
Yeah. Oddly enough, my intimidation's like my highest thing.
Well then, it seems like we could work together. I take it you don't have an existing party?
Well,
Nope, no party for me.
Looks like we're in the same boat.
Very well. Cheers to that. And I hold out my ale. I didn't check to see if anyone else has a drink already.
I'm not from around here, so I just kind of make a fist and just kind of bump your drink.
Yeah. I'm a bit confused, but I take it.
Cheers.
I lift up my left hand and offer up a simple blessing over your mug.
Bless
Ozmeros is questioning his choices, but we're here now. Well, I'm glad to hear that we're going to be doing this together, but just between us, now that we're at party, we might want to get out of here quietly. I realised I've got no money and I'm drinking ale.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's one way to ensure we can't come back again.
I too don't have money.
How quietly are you saying that?
As quietly as I can. Just between the three in front of me.
While you're doing that then, let's see how good it is the people around you have. Oh, you're in luck. Not terribly good hearing.
Lucky.
Either that or they all heard, but all in the same position.
I am entirely sure this fine establishment will see its coin back someday. Am I correct?
Absolutely. I fully intend to get my payday, and in that I will ensure that I have no debts.
Then upon that day we shall drink together.
Absolutely.
For I too have finally come about the last of my coin.
All right.
Then, as you do say that, you're not making any attempt to make that quiet.
I don't have a drink.
Notice somebody else turns towards your table. You're a little bit hard up of coin, are you?
You heard that, did you?
I did. Keenly is. Is there any way that you'd perhaps be willing to work for some coin?
Oh, it depends on the labour.
Well, you got the choice of working out in the fields for the farmers. They'll certainly be keen on having some help getting the crops ready. Or you could go hunting for some meat. The butcher usually pays something if you bring something decent back.
Oh. I glance back at the tiefling and the elf. Seems like a
Fighting?
inauspicious start to our group, but
Yeah, a little different.
I look everyone up and down and realise that we're like undersuited to go into any major fights at the time. I'm just like, I think a light start just to make sure that we gel together is not a bad move.
I'm not sure tilling the fields is the way to go, though.
Perhaps not.
Though I must admit I have experience with neither.
Oh well, I have some experience with not hunting down animals, but hunting of a kind. I'm sure that experience will come in handy. How about you, Kaelen?
I don't have much experience in that either. Hilling fields, not really. I do have I do come from kind of a poor start in life, but yeah, so I don't really have too much experience in that as well.
Ozmeros is just grinning at you. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well then, I think hunting job it is.
I see. Pray tell, what will we be using to hunt?
Well, I can have my lantern here, and it isn't just for show.
No, I assume it spills light.
Yeah, but it does more than that.
Provides a little warmth, perhaps?
Yeah, a little warmth, and I can cast spells with it as well.
Oh, you're a mage of sorts, are you?
Warlock, actually. A lantern warlock.
Kaelen, can you describe what your lantern looks like?
It is an ornate, paper-like lantern on top of a staff, and it has a reddish glow to it, and on the inside is a flame, but it's not quite a flame. It's sort of like a spirit within it, but you can dimly see the spirit inside.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, isn't that funky?
I squint at it.
Well, fortunately, my tainted blood does afford me a few capabilities.
Nice.
Tainted, you say?
Alright.
Oh, look at me. That's usually what they all say when they first look at me.
I suppose this land has its strange customs. Where I'm from, you tieflings aren't so bad.
Oh, well, I might have to come visit one day.
You will notice as you look around the tavern that there aren't any other tieflings in here.
Yeah, you're the first tiefling I've ever seen. Made a good impression on me.
I worked alongside quite a few tieflings back in the mercenary corps.
Ooh.
Mercenary corps, you say?
Aye.
It feels like we might have a lot in common.
Yes.
Perhaps we should chat more about this on the road.
Well, apparently so.
What will we be hunting?
Whatever we can track, I suppose.
Oh,
Small game,
okay.
large game. Creatures.
Hopefully nothing too crazy, too wild.
Don't worry, Kaelen. I hear that if we, as long as we stick within a few, a few mile of the town, we shouldn't hit any hydras. We should be fine.
One sec. Let me turn to the table that was talking to us and be like, so whereabouts did you say this butcher was, if he pays so well for meats?
The butcher's in the village. It's not too far. If you just go down the street a few, you'll see a sign hanging up.
Thank you.
No problem. You see him turn back to his table of quite noisy people chatting loudly and continues his conversation.
Well,
should we go to the butcher first to see if maybe there's a specific meat that he wants and that we can try to look for? Or should we just go straight to hunting and get whatever we get?
I mean, we can be as specific as we like, but if it doesn't turn up, it doesn't matter, I suppose.
I have some survival and tracking skills, but they're not, great, so I could try to track.
Probably better than mine.
I'll aid where I can.
Okay, well, I guess, what do you want to do? Just head right to the woods then?
Let's do it. After you, Kaelen.
After me. Alright. Well, let's go. Start walking out the door and to the forest area of town.
Okay, so you make your way out of the tavern. It's quite busy, noisy. You can see the barkeep handing out drinks, so you can see the barmaids scooting around the tables, keeping it quite busy. As you go out into the street, it's about midday. It's quite warm, and there's lots of flowers and bushes, and the village has an interesting mix of plant life sort of mingled between the houses. You can see the difference in the place where it's obviously been not so well looked after, and as money started to come in, the place is slowly improving. There's new paintwork done, there's new signs hanging up over some of the shops, but it still has a sort of worn, weathered, very busy lifestyle here.
This is a very pretty up-and-coming town, huh? Pretty big, to me.
Local tavern certainly doesn't make you feel that way.
Oh. During my childhood, I grew up in a much larger city than this, I can tell you that much. This is pretty rural.
Oh, wow. Where's the dungeon at?
Now, come here, Kaelen. There's something you've got to know about this adventuring, alright? And that's, we're gonna die if we go in now.
Oh. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm gonna suggest that we, run a few small errands just to, ensure we're up to the task.
Alright, that sounds like a good idea.
I suppose if we fall short on capturing rabbits together, the idea of a goblin with a blade to us doesn't exactly seem much fun.
Good point.
Not since my equipment's gone missing. You see him sort of just, grasping at a hilt where there is nothing.
I had to sell everything of mine down to near enough my clothes. It's all I got left.
I know that feeling.
I never had much. There was a big hurricane on my island, so I lost pretty much everything, and then I came out here to adventure and, maybe get some money to bring back home, possibly.
I put a hand on your shoulder. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks, I appreciate that. It's alright, though. I'm still in good spirits.
I know what it's like to lose a lot of people.
Oh, do you? What happened to you?
The mercenary company that I worked with during one of our campaigns, my entire group got overrun. There was only 2 of us left by the end of it.
Where's the other person that survived?
Oh, hell if I know. It wasn't too long after that, in all honesty, that I was transported, for lack of a better term. I was walking along one of the roads I used to know, and suddenly I'm in some godforsaken forest, and stumbled my way out into a town some 4 or 5 days away from here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I had nothing but what I was carrying.
Sorry to hear that.
That's fine. I'm alive. So long as I am alive, that's all that matters. We can always start again.
Well, I suppose we should head to the forest and try to get some stuff. What's your story? How come you don't have anything?
Oh, me? Well,
yeah.
I've never had anything.
Oh.
I grew up on the street. I did the work I need to, and I go where the money is. That simple.
But you did say that you
Well,
wanted to have at least a sword, right?
Well, I did, but then I had to get here, and unfortunately, it cost money to travel.
Vulture sword, that's huge.
I didn't really, but I wasn't that attached to it.
Does that
It
make
did a
you...
job. I can get another one.
Does that make you a sellsword, perhaps?
But, what game do I want?
There you go. Right, we should be off while the sun is high, don't you think?
Very well.
Okay, so in the area there are two forests. There's one that is quite a normal, green, healthy looking forest, and there's another that has a strangely autumn appearance to it, despite it being about spring, so the waiting season.
Well, isn't that a bit strange? I'm sure this place should have seasons.
It seems like the gods have missed a spot.
I think that might be a fun one to start with then. Go to the autumn forest, if you fancy it.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Nothing like stepping through noisy leaves on our way to hunt skittish beasts.
My idea of fun.
Okay, so setting through the village, a lot of people give you sort of a friendly nod or greeting as you pass them by. Most people seem to be quite cheerful here and quite welcoming. You make your way past other adventurers, you can tell by what they're wearing, and sort of some of them have more of a weathered, battered look, and some of them look a little bit fresher and maybe a bit newer to it, but with some experience.
I was about to say, is there that gym person there? The one who's obviously fresh faced and hasn't even drawn a sword before, but has all the gear somehow.
Yes, that's sort of very well prepared looking, but it's all a bit too fresh and not really tried out yet. So new to the whole experience.
I nudge Roan and go, how long do you reckon he'd last?
Well, if he hunkered down in that armour, possibly a doubt.
You find yourselves just outside the village, moving along a little bit more. You can see the forest ahead of you. There is a sort of coloured glow coming from this forest, a mix of yellows and ambers, browns and reds, mixed in with a few green trees that look quite out of place.
What an odd forest.
Indeed. I've not seen something like this on my travels.
Well, this is all a bit alien to me anyway. I'm a city boy. I don't really understand these natural areas.
We're in the forest now, right?
If you are going to make your way into it, sure, you can start walking through. You'll notice sort of the sunlight creeping in through some of the leaves that make dappled patterns across the floor. You can hear birds singing and sort of the odd rustle in bushes here and there.
How much do you think you'd pay for a bird?
Can't be much.
Well, generally they're sold in braces, aren't they? Get an even dozen, maybe we'll have something out of it. See what else we can pick up along the way.
Well, I heard something skittering in a bush, so maybe there's rabbits nearby too.
Do you want to make a survival check? See if you can track it.
Can I aid in that?
You can, sure.
You see. Oh, action.
So,
stoop down and have a look around as well alongside him. Double the chances.
Get advantage on your roll for this.
Advantage?
So
Okay.
roll twice, take the best roll.
Okay, well, that's a nat 20. So, I guess I'll take that. Nat 20 plus 4, so 24.
Excellent. As you make your way through the bushes, you are quick to spot a couple of birds swooping up out of the shrubbery that you've just disturbed to fly up into a tree nearby. They are quite large-looking birds, roughly the size of a chicken, with long tail feathers. They perch up there and look down at you.
Pheasants?
Looks like a pheasant.
Hey, it looks like there's some birds perching up there. Do you want to try to get those, or you want to keep looking?
Oh, you see, there's one important thing where we're handling meat, right? Got to keep it cold. So leave it to me. I cast a ray of frost at the birds.
Wait, would that be terribly horrible of me to cast Spare the Dying to keep it fresh.
Okay.
Oh, it's still alive?
Damn!
So,
Cold and fresh. Nice.
Alive and frozen. Frozen alive.
are you rolling to attack then, or is that one enough?
Yes, that is a spell attack, and I rolled pretty well. 18 to hit.
Okay. Fair enough. So, as you look over Kaelen's shoulder, you quickly whip out your hand and send a blasting frost towards the two birds that are up in the tree. With such a decent shot, you manage to catch them both. They seem to have gone solid on the branches, and they are stuck up there.
Great. Now what?
I did not plan on that.
Alright.
Oops. At least we've got them. We just need to get them.
Yeah. Anyone think they can climb up there?
They're about 15 feet up.
Well, I suppose this is my mess. Let me clean it up. I start trying to climb the tree.
Good luck, Ozmeros. I raise a hand at you and you feel an odd tickle in the back of your head.
What does he get to add to his roll for that?
Guidance. A D4, I believe.
So, can you make an athletics check to climb the tree?
Amazing.
With your D4.
Nat 20!
Okay.
Nice.
That's a total of 26. Plus guidance, so that's a 27.
Despite being a city folk, and despite perhaps not having much experience out and about in the wild, you do find it quite easy to climb up into this tree. You are now on the branch that the birds are stuck to. You can see one of them, its head's not quite frozen, and its little eye sort of looks out the corner at you, moving towards them.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry, fella. I break its neck.
Okay, its head goes limp, the rest of the bird is solid, still stuck in the branch.
I attempt to free it from the branch. If I just pull it off the branch and drop it down.
Okay, so I'm going to say you're able to pry it off of the branch, one and then the other. Okay, they all landed with a thud near the others.
Oh. Oh, would you look at that?
It is up!
I've heard of two birds with one stone, but, impressive.
Okay, can you make an athletics
Yeah,
check
good
to
job.
get yourself down as well?
I can.
Nat 1.
Oh.
With a nat 1, did that last for other checks, or was it just that one?
One check, I believe. Guidance.
Okay. So, with the nat 1, and you start to edge your way back on the
Oh, wait. Can I cast Resilient Friendship?
What does that do?
I don't know if your friendship's gonna do the same thing.
It gives the help action,
Advantage.
so I can...
At range.
Yeah, so...
You better roll that quick then.
Holy moly.
Branch is cracking.
Oh, yes! You saved me! That's a 25.
As the branch begins to crack, you quickly swing out and snatch onto another branch that you manage to swing your leg around the main part of the trunk. As the other branch you were sat on a few seconds before cracks away from the main body of the tree and drops to the floor, just next to the birds.
Oh, thanks for the warning, Kaelen. That was close.
Yeah, no problem. I also gained 1d4 temporary health,
Nice.
so I have 3 health for an hour.
Wait, so your ability is just, I helped somebody and I feel so good about it, you're just like proudly, you can
Yep.
take a few minutes, it's fine.
Pretty much.
Nice.
That was
Yeah.
an interesting little bit of trickery.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I go and pick up
Like you
the
say.
birds.
I gingerly finish making my way down.
Okay, so you both make it back down to the ground level with no more problems.
See, no sweat. Well, on to the next one, I suppose. That was a successful start.
Well, I've got my hands full now. I suppose we continue until we're each carrying 2 things, and then what? Back to the bush.
That sounds fair to me. And we can get it across to the butchers.
Yeah.
I slot their legs between my fingers to carry them in one hand.
Yeah, I'd say so. They're quite decent size. But yeah, I'd say you'd be able to carry 2 in one hand.
Cool. I dangle both of them out of one hand, keeping my right free.
Can I do a perception check to see if there's anything else nearby, or we just keep walking?
No, go for it. Roll a perception for it.
19.
19, okay. As you look around, you listen out, you can still hear sort of odd bird songs, and you can hear the sort of burbling sound of water trickling from somewhere. As you turn back to look out where you want to go, something catches the corner of your eye, and you see a sort of dark shadow amongst some of the trees a little further off.
Whoa, guys. I just seen something over that way, a little bit further off in the distance there.
Something.
I don't know what it was, though. Yeah, just something.
How big was it?
Seen it. Do I know how big it was?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably roughly the size of a human child.
About the size of a human child.
You know, you could have probably just said a couple of feet tall.
Yeah, couple feet tall.
So either somebody lost themselves a child out in the woods, or there is something else afoot.
Yeah.
Or it's a big bunny.
Hey,
Really?
if it's bigger, they might pay us more. Unless it's a child, of course. I wouldn't do that.
Should we try and sneak around it? See if we can get a better look?
Yeah,
like me.
So, if you are sneaking, can I have a stealth check?
Oh dear. 8.
Always good.
14.
That one.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I could help again. It's a cantrip, so...
So, are you, or could you? What do you decide to do?
Yeah, I'll help him again.
So I'm going to say, as you
limited uses of that.
as you start to walk on, you notice that there's a bit of a clanking and crunching sound, and so you then turn around to help.
As that happens, the reason of the clanking and crunching is because I'm literally looking at Kaelen. I'm just like, see, the thing is, I'm not very good at this stealthing. But
Okay.
well, that's a 9.
Okay.
Ooh.
So,
Not very stealthy.
Kaelen, you start off leading the way. You seem to be able to move amongst the branches fairly well. Behind you, the other 2 are starting to make the odd shuffle or crunch of branches as they follow you through. You get out to whereabouts it was you heard or saw the shape move between trees. You make another perception check for me.
You said perception?
Yes, please.
18.
Okay. Having a look around, you can't see anything moving nearby, other than perhaps a small couple of birds up in the trees. But you do suddenly notice that there are footprints in the soil around you.
Okay, can I do a survival check to see what kind of footprints they are?
Yeah.
Like if it's like of a kid or something.
Go for it.
13.
Okay. So, having looked, these footprints appear to be barefoot. They seem to be a little bit too broad to be a child's, and there are sort of clawish looking marks near the toes, so they seem to be not quite human in form, but they are humanoid.
Oh, okay. Well, I quietly tell them that same thing. That they're a little bit broadish, not quite a child, but they have claws at the end and stuff. I wonder what that could be.
Well, someone's not keeping up their pedicures, eh?
Yeah.
I jab Ozmeros with my elbow, as I say.
Now, Kaelen's quite new to the area, so perhaps you wouldn't recognise these type of footprints. Could I have a history check of Roan and Ozmeros?
It'll be an 11.
17.
Okay. So, Ozmeros, you're looking at these thinking they're kind of humanoid, but they're not really something you see often enough. However, for Roan, you notice that these are most likely some sort of goblin creature.
Now, remember I was joking about one of us maybe getting stabbed by a goblin?
Yeah, I recall you saying that, yeah.
It's starting to feel a little less like a joke.
Oh, you're saying that's goblin track. What's a goblin?
Sorry, in my head I just thinking, oh, that's a goblin! What's a goblin?
Exactly.
Oh, I've had to dispatch one or two goblins in my past, but that is not what I expected to find out here.
Wait, are you serious by asking me what a goblin is?
Yeah, what's a goblin? I've never seen one before on my island.
Well, they're small, greenish humanoids. Generally nasty business if you get on their bad side, which is any time and all the time, usually.
Do they normally hunt alone? So you think he's alone?
Oh no, they're mischievous blighters. They'll come at you in any number of ways. If he's alone, he'll be a scout for a larger force, most likely.
Oh. So, what do you think the best course of action is?
Either we've been spotted and we've got trouble on the way, or we might find ourselves over to a camp where there might be some more meat we might be able to snaffle.
Should we try to find this goblin quickly before he tells the rest of his party, or
should we run?
Should we just hightail it out of here? We run?
Must admit, I am not the most equipped.
Call it on a vote. Do we stay or do we go? Any who wish to stay, say aye.
I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't know anything about the goblins.
Alright.
So that's up to you guys.
Well, we have two of us that can fight. Unless, Roan, can you fight still? I'd never actually asked you.
I can perform a few minor miracles yet.
Well, I came here to get paid, and the only way we're going to do that is if we finish the job.
I mean, we do need to eat, too, so... Maybe do the goblins fetch a good price?
I'm not entirely sure the butcher wants goblins. There's something to be said about eating humanoids that doesn't sit well with other humanoids.
Well, I mean, not eat them, but, maybe can we sell them for money?
I'm not sure I enjoy the idea of slavery either, sir.
I mean... that's not what I mean.
You elves are all the same.
Perhaps we'll see. Let's just try and stay quiet, follow this set of footprints for now then, and if we come across a larger force, we make a scene and run for it.
Okay.
I concur.
Since you know more about them, you should probably lead the way.
Fine, I'll take that.
Okay, we'll do a survival check.
Now what?
Okay, so you start the group
I hope you.
and you wander
Wait,
through trees.
wait.
Mm-hmm.
You actually, you casting that helping action.
Yeah, I cast Resilient Friendship. It's really helpful.
I feel a strange tingly feeling. 11.
Okay, so Kaelen looks over your shoulder, notices that you're starting to lead the group off in the opposite direction from where you started coming in from, and redirects you a little bit, allowing you to continue leading, but in a little bit more of a sensible direction.
I apologize. I never took point. I may know more about goblins, but you seem to be better with the land itself.
Oh, my bad. I could take point if you want.
We'll switch when we see enemies.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kaelen's taking back over. Can you make another survival check?
14.
Kaelen, you took over, noticing footprints tucked out underneath another bush a little bit further along, as if they had hidden in bushes somewhere. You are walking for quite a while through the forest, looking after these footprints. They are here and there. Make another survival check for me. You've been travelling for about 20 to 30 minutes now.
For this one, I'm going to offer a minor blessing over him and cast guidance.
I would like to help.
23.
23. Okay. So, you notice the goblin tracks seem to almost come and go as if it has some means to cover up its tracks, or perhaps get off the ground so it's not leaving tracks, but there's enough here and there that you piece together bits and you spot different tracks popping up that they've left behind. Find yourselves sneaking into a clearing with a pool in the middle of it, but it seems to be quite quiet here.
I'm going to duck down at the edge of the clearing rather than walking into it.
Okay. So you duck down and trying to intentionally stay outside?
Yeah.
Okay, stealth check then.
I mean, it's a clearing. Footprints leading into it.
Yep, I'll do the same.
12.
Before I do that, can I make like a perception check for like traps?
Go for it.
13.
Okay. Having a look out into the area and around you, you initially don't see anything, but as you catch sight of the ground looking a little uneven, you're pretty sure that off to the left is definitely some sort of covering that's hiding something.
Okay. I'll hide too. Then we'll make a plan.
Okay, so stealth from the rest of you, please.
That'll be a 5.
Doing good.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, so Kaelen, you managed to slip into the bushes. You are really undetectable. Roan, you managed to find yourself a little bit of space to sort of tuck behind one of the trees. Ozmeros, you managed to tuck away into the bushes. You're fairly sure that you're quite well hidden.
Just a blue tiefling amongst the green.
You know what? I think I'm starting to get the hang of this.
How do we want to do this? Do you see anything up there?
To the left, I seen something buried, but I don't really know what it is.
Could be a trap.
Yeah, I don't see the goblin either, and it's a big clearing, so maybe we should just leave.
Oh, you see, just throwing it out there. If that is a trap, and it managed to get something, we might be able to grab it for ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
I could always toss one of these birds onto it to test.
And that is genius thinking. A little bit of risk. That's what I like to see.
While you're tucked down trying to decide what you want to do, you spot a stag on the far side of the pond. It's a very healthy looking stag with nice long antlers. It's chewing the grass. It seems to be quite casually moving along.
Oh, now that's a big one. That would make a great haul.
At the cost of a goblin arrow to our backs, you never know.
Can I do like maybe an investigation to see if there's any goblins nearby?
Yeah, go for it.
Not that it's incredibly high. 13.
Okay. You have a look around the area. You can see that, as well as it being a little bit quieter than perhaps some other areas of the forest that you were in a minute ago, you don't see anything that really stands out, other than that strange bit of uneven ground in the area. You can't see any sign of goblins at the moment.
Same thing with survival check to see if I can see the goblin's footprints.
Sure.
Ooh, 23.
Okay, so you move out from your hiding space, still keeping quiet and in the foliage so you don't draw attention to yourselves. You move along and you end up finding some signs of something. You find a rope attached to the base of a tree trunk that is attached up into the spiked log that is being hauled up into the tree and is being held there by this rope.
Wow. Well, there's a big spiked log up there. It looks like a pretty deadly trap. It's held up by that rope.
Yeah, but where does the rope lead to? Is there a trigger somewhere? What do you do? Trip on the rope? You get slapped by it?
Maybe what's buried down there, maybe it's like a pressure plate.
Make an investigation check.
17.
Okay. You move about very carefully around the area that's underneath it. You very narrowly avoid this very fine string that's wired between two branches that are low down that have intentionally been put there and seem to also have a cable connecting up into the area where the log is attached.
Whoa. So, I almost tripped on this really fine string right here that is connected to the spiky log.
I'm glad that I'm not the one that's looking at this, because I reckon I'll be in that trap right now. I'm going to stick to my very, very good hiding spot.
Can I disengage it?
Sure. Can you do an investigation check? Please. And
Investigation?
Sleight of hand as well.
19 for investigation, and 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 for sleight of hand.
Okay. You start to figure out where the trap connects and how it would work and how to disassemble it. As you start to do so, however, your sleight of hand isn't quite nimble enough and you accidentally set it off. I'm going to say that because you know what you're trying to do, you've already positioned yourself so you're not going to get slammed by this if it goes off.
That makes sense.
Swings down and rushes pretty close to you, but you've managed to put yourself out of the way.
Yikes.
Well, that's certainly going to alert whatever put it up there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hey, we might be able to set up an ambush. Let's get ready.
Okay.
Ozmeros.
So, ready in action. Oh, yeah.
What's your AC?
I'll be a 10.
Okay. So,
That's ready in ambush gets ambushed.
No, I am the bush.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you're not actually hidden.
I am super hidden. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ozmeros, you get 7 points as an arrow strikes you in the back.
Ah! Thud to the floor.
Can I have everyone roll initiative, please?
9!
It's a 10 for me.
Dirty 20.
You don't understand. I was perfectly hidden.
Apparently not.
I mean, at the end of the day, blue is just another shade of green, is it not? I should not have been able to be seen.
Okay, so, having a look around after Ozmeros makes a bit of a screech and has collapsed to the floor, you notice that there is a goblin just ducking back into the trees over here.
I was perfectly hidden in this bush. Unseeable. No one knew I was here.
Where was I?
You would be a little bit closer to Ozmeros, but you were able to get hidden properly. Whereas his horns were perhaps poking out, maybe your back was showing over the top of the bush you chose to hide behind. Right, Kaelen, you are going left. What are you going to do?
I can see the goblin, right?
You can. He is about to hurry off back into the bushes.
Okay. Before he does that, I will make a ranged spell. Eldritch Blast, I think. Cantrip. Alright, and it'll do 1d10 force damage. So, I'll roll the hit.
Okay.
14. Spell attack bonus, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 then.
Okay, so your spell goes flying through the air. How much damage are you doing there?
So 9 then.
Okay, so what sort of look does your spell have?
It'll be like a red, kind of like, sort of fiery line that shoots out at it.
Okay, so you guys
Like a red
see this great red glow go soaring across. It hits the goblin straight on. The goblin sort of stands rigid and almost shakes before he drops to the floor, and a small sort of amount of steam rises up off of him.
Nice.
Good shot, Kaelen!
Thanks.
In the name of hell, Ozmeros, stay silent. Keep your strength.
Kaelen, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Can I do a perception check to see if there's any more around?
Go for it.
Oh boy. 10.
Okay, so, 1 second. Okay, as you have a look around the area, you are very careful to keep your eye out on the surroundings. You suddenly notice that a little bit behind where Ozmeros is, you can see another one of those little figures coming in from behind them.
Roan, looks like to your left there's another one of those little green fellas.
Damn it.
Yeah, looks like it's trying to surround us a little bit.
As you've not tried to make yourself quiet on that, I'm going to say it suddenly notices you and looks straight at you.
Oh, jeez. And he's looking right at me. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Ozmeros, can you hold out for another moment?
As long as I don't get another one of those, I can get him!
I turn and lift a palm towards where I've been pointed to. Make a dex saving roll.
Okay.
They'll say it's 14, so...
It manages to dodge whatever you're going to do.
The area flashes with radiance, but I suppose it jumps out of the way.
Okay. So,
Hopefully he targets you now.
ducks down and rolls out of the way.
I will use a little of my movement to ensure that I am between him and the goblin.
Okay. So, the goblin is sort of crouched down where he's just ducked out of the way of your spell. He scurries to the side and disappears into a bush. You can't see him anymore as he's ducked out of sight.
I can't either.
Make a perception check.
Can I do so as well?
Sure.
Might as well.
I got a 15.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Ozmeros, what is it?
At 19.
Okay. So you guys take a moment or two to look around, trying to scour whether you can see where it is. But it seems to have completely disappeared. You can't see it.
So none of us can see him still?
None of you can see it.
Wow.
Did you end your turn, Roan?
Yes.
It's the goblin's turn.
But he ran away.
He has disappeared out of sight.
Wow, even with your 20, you can't see him. That's crazy.
Sometimes it be that way. Those bastards dissipate.
And he's just pretending to be a rock.
Scroll of invisibility, or maybe he's just covered himself in mud and leaves, I don't know.
Okay, as you are tucked down where you are, Roan, you narrowly miss an arrow that glides past your ear. Hits the ground.
Oh, I'm glad I was lying down as well.
Shit. Ozmeros.
As he's fired, do I know where he is now? Since he shot a bolt. I guess that gave away his position.
Make a perception at advantage.
To be fair, the arrow did slide over the top of his head as it went past
Pretty
my
close.
face.
18.
So, you, in your laying down position, manage to angle yourself up. You can see a goblin hiding up in the branches of a tree. He is very well camouflaged, but you can see him up there.
Watch here, little bastard. Ray of Frost.
Okay.
From the ground.
Yeah, I just go, nope. Yeah! That's 22 to hit.
Okay, so let's see how much damage you do with that.
Ozmeros gets his revenge. Let's go. Don't roll a 1. That's a 1!
Wow.
I do 1 point of damage.
So, you hold your hand up, the frost flies out towards the goblin up in the branches, and it manages to roll its back behind the trunk as ice coats the branch that it was stood on.
Additional note, its speed is reduced by 10 until the start of my next turn.
Okay, anything else you want to do on your go?
Are there any thicker brushes or something, or like, are there any tree trunks or something that I can move behind to get myself outside?
Definitely.
I know I can't hide, but just to get myself, I just want to move to something give myself full cover, basically.
So he doesn't die.
So you've got loads of bushes, shrubs, fallen trees, like logs. You've got heaps of space to hide behind.
Fallen tree log, I'll hide behind it and give myself full cover.
Okay, so you drag yourself across the floor and tuck in behind this fallen tree. Anything else you want to do there?
I am out of options and a little bit dejected for missing. So, that'll end my turn.
You didn't
Well,
miss.
not doing much damage. Not missing. Because, literally just normally he's used to, firing, like a thick bolt ray of frost, and this was just, like a pinprick. He's literally got, full-on performance anxiety. It's not going anywhere.
Well, you are almost dead, so...
So, coming back down,
That's the end of my turn.
Kaelen.
Since I know where that is, can I do a perception check to see if there's any more around?
Yes, you can.
16.
Okay. You sort of closely watch the surrounding area. You do catch just the slightest movement of one of these guys trying to tuck themselves out behind one of the large trees. It's probably he's a few feet away from the others.
I can see him, though?
You can see him, yeah.
Okay. I tell the other people where that goblin's at. He's pretty hidden, though. The one's still up in the tree?
Yes, he hasn't come down as far as you can tell.
Okay. Well...
He's looking a little chillier than before.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit him. Yeah, that's a ranged one. Okay, so...
He's a little less than 20 feet on the ground.
Okay. And I'm gonna cast the cantrip Toll of the Dead.
That means a saving throw, if I'm correct.
Yeah, the target must succeed a wisdom saving throw.
So, yeah, it's not saving on that.
Okay. That's a 6.
Okay.
Lame.
You still hit it. It's not a bad thing.
Necrotic damage.
Anything else you want to do on your go there?
I told them about the other goblin that's down that way. I don't know if he's able to hit Oz or not. Can I try to hide?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to hide it.
Oh. Okay. Alright, I won't do anything then.
So, we're going down to Roan.
So, after all that, can I see both goblins?
You have had them pointed out to you. One is behind the tree, so he's a little bit more difficult for you to see. But the other one that's been pointed out, you can see.
So, if I were to suddenly stride through the forest here, I see both of them.
I'd get you to do a perception check for them. Advantage, because you've got a rough idea.
12 or 10, I'll get 12 plus my perception, which is... Perception plus 6, it's an 18.
Okay, you do spot him. He's sort of lurking in one of the bushes.
So I can see both of them at the same time.
Yeah. The other one up in the tree is not looking so good. I guess that's obvious enough, but you'll see that.
Okay.
He's almost dead.
I am going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
And I lift my hand in the symbol of Helm. And as I do so, the guiding bolt starts to form and then somehow splits down the middle, forming into 2 different bolts, each one arcing out towards its own target.
Okay.
So the first one is an 18 on the normal unwounded one to hit.
Yeah.
And the second one arcs out for an 18 plus 6. So yeah, 24 to hit.
Okay then.
Both
So,
of them land.
what damage are you doing?
4d6 radiant damage on each. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for the healthy goblin.
Yep.
And 2, 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17 for the mostly dead goblin.
Okay. So,
Wow.
blinding bolts
In the name of hell!
soaring off in either direction. You see the one hit a little guy hiding behind the bush. It sort of jolts and then collapses on the floor with a bit of a squeak noise as it hits. The other one hits up into the tree and strikes the goblin up in the branches there. He makes a little bit of a wailing sound halfway down and then goes quiet before it hits the ground under the tree.
I will, I suppose, turn and shout into the forest. I will not let you goblin filth determine whether we die here or not. Any who come will die themselves. In the name of Helm, be gone, fiends.
Okay.
And there. It's pretty cool.
Are we still in combat?
Make a perception check to see if you do anything else like this.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, is it my go? If we're still in initiative.
Yeah,
15.
will be Ozmeros' Ozmeros'. Sorry. Gotta get my hand
So
on.
I'm a tiefling, I know it.
So, Ozmeros, anything you do there?
Is the stag still in the clearing? Or has it run because of the fighting?
As you look around, you can't see him over there, no.
In which case, I would like to just make a perception check to try and listen out for more goblins, or see if I can see any from any other direction.
Okay.
Hey, that one.
While on the floor, you sort of look around, you kind of finding it difficult to look through any of the shrubbery being so loud down on the floor.
I'm sure I can smell them. I'm just crawling along the floor, just sniffing, like... Got him. Want their trail.
Saying that as you snoop along the floor, you do find yourself nearly nose to nose with an animal scat of some kind.
Ew. I wonder if the goblin left that behind. Got a very good nose.
Bleeding everywhere.
Anything else you want to do in this?
Maybe get up?
Leave
Patch
it.
yourself up?
That's it. I'm on the floor now.
Maybe move away from the poo?
Okay. I take one crawl backwards, and then my turn.
Alright.
Crawled out of cover, sniffed shit, and now just laying out in the open with an arrow sticking out of you.
Yep. The life of Ozmeros.
The Book of Oz. Let's go.
So, Kaelen, anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I rolled for perception and I got a 15.
Okay. So, having a look around, as far as you can tell, you can't see any more goblins. Listen out, you can still hear a few birds sort of in the vicinity. You might have noticed something moving across where the pond is. It's moving in towards the forest, away from you guys. You're pretty sure.
Noticed something moving over there.
Kaelen, was it the stag?
I'm not sure if it was the stag moving towards the forest.
We've
Can I
come
walk
this
forward?
far.
You guys can come out of combat now.
Oh, we are out of combat?
I come out of the bush. Still crawling.
I'm gonna go and kneel on fucking Ozmeros to make him stop moving around.
It's too late for me, Roan.
Oh,
Get the stag.
no. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Now, on the count of 3, I'm going to pull the arrow out. Are you ready?
No,
I
it's
yank
too late.
the arrow
It's too
out
late.
without counting.
That's a point of damage, because that hurts on the way out.
How much health does he have?
a lot with that point of damage.
Real.
And after which, I start to place my palm on the wound. Don't worry, Ozmeros. I'll patch you up better than ever. I used to be a battlefield cleric, don't you know? In the name of Helm. Seal. Please regain 13 points of health.
With your healing, is it fine or is it a little sharp and painful?
No, it is warm and gentle.
Okay. So, Ozmeros, you start to
Pissing
feel
your pants.
a lot better, and that is soothing that pain that he inflicted on you with the other wound.
Oh, it's as if I never got an arrow. Well, isn't that useful? Thank you to, who was it? Thank you to Helm for helping me, and I appreciate it muchly, Roan.
Excellent. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a believer in you at some point. I sound exhausted after that. I am visibly spent.
Do you think the guild might want anything to do with these goblins?
I searched the corpse.
Okay, so you have a rifle through what is on this creature. As you start to have a look through its belongings, almost like shaking it around, it's quite small.
I mean, first point is weapon.
After you have a look through its belongings, you find a small dagger that is tucked into its belt.
Ozmeros should get that.
Oh, is that the only thing I find on it?
You find a piece of string and a button.
Nice. Good haul. It was going to patch up its shirt and we murdered it.
I thread the string through the button and stick it in my pocket.
Okay, fair enough.
Wow.
Keepsake.
In minor disbelief at how he's just literally, recovered from near death in, one go, Ozmeros just sort of springs to his feet, nothing happened. Turn around and go and search one of the other bodies.
Okay, so
I go and search the one that fell out of the tree.
you find yourself a short bow and a stack of arrows that are perhaps a bit roughly made.
I guess I'll search the other one, wherever that one is.
Okay, so you find the other one that's the one that you took out first round. On that one, it has a rusted short sword and a bow and an arrow set as well. And he has a silver earring in his ear.
Is it just a regular silver earring?
Yeah, it seems to be, as far as you can tell.
Okay. I guess I'll put that in here. Can I give the rusted short sword to Ozmeros?
Go for it.
And I don't want the bow and arrow at all. So if anyone wants that, you can take it.
Awesome. I'm usually used to something a little bit better looked after, but I will not look a gift horse in the mouth. Thank you very much, Kaelen.
Well, I just figured since you don't have anything, you have no sword, so...
I'll have you know, my rail thrust was a big part of that battle.
Oh yeah, it sure was. Helped out. Made it so Toll of the Dead could do more damage, even though it didn't. But the option was there.
I'm just eyeing both of you whilst twirling the sword around and practicing with it.
Okay, so, having a look.
Here's a thought. How about that patch of disturbed earth over there?
Yeah, we should check that out.
Perhaps fire an arrow or two into it.
I don't have an arrow.
You just picked up some.
I can literally see the short bow and arrows in your hand, sir.
No, I said I didn't want those.
You'd still pick them up.
I didn't want them.
Barrett goes and picks up the bow and arrow.
Yeah, here, you can take it.
I might be able to sell one of these.
So,
That'll go some nice funding towards our party.
Sure, some goblin-made arrows and a rickety-looking bow will get us plenty.
Hey, somebody's going to want it.
It's better than nothing, possibly. We'll see.
Notch one of the arrows and fire an arrow at the disturbed grass.
Okay, so make a roll to hit.
Oh, well. That's 16 to hit.
Okay, so you shoot the arrow and it goes straight for the patch that you notice is disturbed. It rattles about and you see a patch of leaves and earth shaken loose from what looks to be some sort of wooden cage type top to whatever you struck.
Seems to be a pitfall trap.
I creep closer and investigate it.
Okay, as you move forward, notice that the leaves that have been disturbed, you see this cage and that there is a pit underneath it. You brush off some of the leaves, exposing it's about a 5-foot patch that's in there. Looking down, you can see that there are spikes at the bottom, and it looks like it's had a couple of things all through it in the past. There's a couple of animal carcasses that were down there. They're looking a little bit rotted through, though, and not so nice.
Nothing good.
Hey, Kaelen, can we use your skills to maybe find that stag? That would be quite the haul to bring back.
Yeah, sure. Like the help action? Resilient friendship? Or
Your skill in
I
trade.
was asking if you could track it.
or just survival? Yeah, sure.
I must warn you, I have no more miracles left.
I don't want to push you too hard, Roan, but I would hate to come back empty-handed as well. If we fail to find this shortly, we'll head straight back, I promise.
I lift the,
I rolled a
I lift the
19 for
2 pheasants.
survival.
Still have this.
Okay, so 19 for survival tracking. You start to look on the ground and you find some fairly fresh, because the soil is a little soft from the rain perhaps the day before. You find some tracks leading off into the trees. There's definitely easy followed path here.
For the stag?
Yes, for the stag.
Okay, so you've currently picked up on the tracks of the stag that have wandered off into the trees, and Kaelen is starting to lead the way into the forest. So, beginning your tracking, you take a little while to walk through. You're looking out for the deer as you go, so Kaelen, can you do a perception check for me, please?
Oh.
Oh, good or oh, bad?
Oh, I got 11.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, meh.
Perhaps you could do with a little aid. May the guiding light of Helm bless your vision. Take a d4.
So, as you're
A D4?
walking around,
Am
Rowan
I
puts his
doing the
hand on your shoulder, and you feel as if he's helping you out a little bit.
Would I roll 11?
Yep.
So I got a 3 with the D4, so it'd be 14.
Okay. The tracks start to disappear. It seems it's moved through some rocky patches and you can't find the tracks anymore. You keep an eye out, but suddenly something catches your attention by the sound of rustling leaves a little way off. You can hear birds and a few other things moving about, but something a little larger is definitely off to the left of you somewhere.
Ooh. Yeah, so there's definitely something over to the left. I don't know what it was, but it was rustling in those bushes over there.
How loudly are you saying that? Seeing as you've not said that you're being quiet, I'm going to say that's probably...
I mean, we're not like... I mean, yeah, we're like close together. I'm not like screaming it.
With you having said that, you do notice the bush perhaps rustle a little bit more.
Okay, I guess I get sneaky to try to
Shall we
figure out
keep
what
it
it is.
down?
I rush the bush.
Alright, he rushes the bush.
You rush the bush.
I guess I Already,
Athletics. I throw myself into the bush.
Go for it.
already an Eldritch Blast.
24.
24.
Leap on whatever it is.
There is definitely something you make an impact with. You startle the deer out of the bush. If you are trying to grab at it, can you make a grappling check for me, please?
I mean, I've got that dagger in one hand.
You'd have disadvantage on an attack because you couldn't see it directly. You're aiming at a rough area, or you can try for a grapple. What do you want to do?
I'll grab onto it.
Right, grappling check.
Athletics again, huh?
Or we could have got sneaky to try to figure out what it was.
It's a deer.
That's the deer.
One way or another. This is where he finds it's a big bear.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
21.
Oh look! A tail of a hydra!
My goodness, what is this?
I'd leave.
So
Like,
you-
okay, bye.
You're on your own. So you start to grab around for whatever it is in the bush as you haven't quite got clear sight. You've literally jumped into this thing. It's warm and fluffy and quite large. You've got a hold of the stag as you manage to get half dragged out of the bush with it.
Fluffy.
Holding on tight. Let's roll initiative
I've got the stag!
so we can figure out who does what.
Oh shit.
I think that's a deer!
Well, How does the net 20 sound?
Sounds
Damn.
pretty good.
I got a 22.
22.
I'm gonna bless you all with a 5.
You sneeze and miss out on combat.
I was too busy saying, I think it's a deer. He was in the middle of being clever, and it just took him so long to get into a fight.
Okay, so
Just watching the cleric go absolutely mental.
I've got the stag! No, I think it's a deer. Oh, shit, no.
So in this circumstance, then, Rowan is half being dragged out of the bush by the stag. Kaelen, you get to go first on this one.
Can I attack without hitting Rowan?
How are you going to attack? What type of attack are you using?
Eldritch Blast.
And then I'm going to say that you're probably going to have to roll with disadvantage as you are trying not to strike Rowan.
Oh boy, okay.
Oh, and Das is just covering the back of this thing.
I've got it. It won't get away from me.
Alright, so I got 19 to attack,
Okay, so you're definitely hitting.
and then, where's the thing? D10. 6 for damage, force damage.
Okay, so you shoot out towards the deer, narrowly missing Rowan as you do so. Your strike hits from the top of the shoulder and up the deer's neck. Remind me, your blast is sort of a red fiery glow, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it hits, you can see that the red sort of spreads out and is almost absorbed into the deer. The deer shudders a few times and drops dead.
Excellent.
I've got it.
It's stopped moving and you're still clutching to it.
I'm glad
Good
you
job,
guys
Rowan.
got there. If I'd have got to it, you'd have seen blood flying everywhere. I think it was for the best.
I look around. How far away from town are we?
Not sure. But you're gonna gut that thing, right? Right here? Skin it?
Kaelen, can you make a survival check, please? Seeing as you have
Oh,
been asked
no.
how far away you are.
Oh.
Don't panic.
See if you can survive this.
15. Yeah.
So, with a 15, you'd estimate your travelling distance and time. You're probably about 2 hours or so away from the village.
Alright. About 2 hours away from the village, I'd say, according to the sun.
Oh, okay.
I think this is doable. Stand back. It might have been a bit of a rough afternoon for me, but I can move things.
I'll carry the 2 pheasants.
The ones I dropped in my haste to grapple a deer.
grab
Carry that.
One of the legs of the stag and try and drag it.
Don't
How's
do
your
that.
carry capacity for a start? Would you say you're over
I have
50%?
No, I've got nothing on me.
Okay, that's cool.
Literally nothing.
So,
You've got a short sword, but
make a strength
Oh,
check.
actually, that's true.
that
true.
that
I
counts
do
as
have a short
0
sword.
if it's equipped, though, so you're okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I've also got a bow and arrows.
Yep, do check that you have added your weight to your items that you have collected if you've picked anything up so far.
Yeah, I have 4 pounds used.
I will also point out your characters have been travelling for a good couple of hours or so, probably starting to feel a little bit thirsty at this point.
Can I do a check for the pond that's near us to see if it's safe to drink out of?
Sure. That will be another survival check then.
23.
Okay. Examining the water, you notice that it seems to be fresh and clear, and as you're looking along the edge, you find a natural spring which is giving out nice clean water.
Ooh, okay. Can I drink from the directly from that spring?
Yep.
Like cut my hand and drink it?
Yeah,
Cool.
you can do that if you like.
I'll do the same. Thirsty work, dragging this stag behind me.
And getting shot.
Make a strength check as well. Let's see how well you're coping with this stag.
I bless him.
Oh, this has got to be a good one.
I'm gonna bless and aid. I'm behind helping as well. At a D4 plus
Okay,
advantage.
cool. Nice.
Can only
Nice.
one of us help at the same time?
You can't really stack it.
That is a 21.
Okay, so you're managing
Roll strength.
pretty well. You're able to sort of more or less carry this thing, and it's not too bad for you. You're finding it manageable.
Oh,
Come along, fella. You're a decent payday.
Kaelen, those 2 pheasants weigh about 6 pounds, by the way.
6 pounds? Okay. I will carry them in ingredients.
It's where I had them before.
You'll notice a breeze pick up around you as this is the bit where the clearing was, and a lot of the leaves sort of rustle in the wind. You can see a few of the sort of browning autumn-type leaves drifting off some of the trees, and you can see them sort of scatter across the opening. Can I get everyone to make a perception check, please?
Nat 20. Plus 6.
On the ball.
I believe 6.
And back to normal. That'll be a 5.
Don't want to mess up your streak here.
Nope. Brute strength? Okay. Wits? None.
You said a perception? I rolled an 8 then.
Okay. So, as Kaelen is sort of having a drink from the spring, and Ozmeros is moving the deer around to a more comfortable carrying position, Rowan, you look across the water, and on the other side of the trees, you catch a glimpse of a human-like figure, but it's definitely made up of some sort of plant-type shape. Just gently moves off behind a couple of the larger trees out of sight.
Not to alarm you both, but we're not alone again.
Oh, great.
Let's get our fair share of drink and get out of here.
Where we're going, there's something hiding amongst the foliage again. It looked like it was damn well near made of leaves, as far as I could see.
Oh, spirit?
Possibly.
Let's keep moving forward. Put me
I want
up
to grab
front,
this
but
beer and get out of here.
Kaelen, if you can keep guiding, and I'll prep myself, and I've got my hand on my the sword hilt.
I murmur another soft litany, so you've got a D4 ready. And grab the back legs of the deer.
So you'll get a strength with...
I start pushing forward and as quickly as I can.
Okay. So you've each had a drink from the spring, packed up what you can, and you're heading back through the forest. Who's leading the party?
I guess I am to lead out of here.
Okay, so survival check. Let's see how well you are in getting everyone back.
21.
Okay, navigating the party through the forest. You're listening out for the occasional thing. You notice a few things like squirrels scurry up trees, birds flying over. It sounds quite peaceful. There's a mixture of green, fresh plants with the awakening season, mixed with the strange autumn-type trees that are in the area. Make another perception check for everyone, please.
9.
Dirty 20.
12.
Okay, so, Rowan, again, you pick up on odd little things that catch your attention. The occasional silvery chime of bells in the distance. And again, you notice another one of those strange plant-like humanoids. They just casually glide through the trees and out of sight again. Don't seem to be moving towards you, just wandering by. They're probably about 40 feet away from you or so not too close.
In the direction that we're moving, or?
Opposite direction. Back towards
behind
the
us.
direction you'd gone.
Okay. Just keep moving forward. There's more of those leaf creatures behind us. They seem
As
to be
you
keeping
say,
their distance.
I keep pushing.
You're noticing the evening is starting to draw in. The sun is getting lower in the sky, and the early signs of evening are starting to show.
If we don't get this meat back to the butcher's today, it will have to sit out overnight.
Oh, that won't be good.
You don't want that.
That will indeed
Let's,
lower
let's
the
keep
price.
Oh, this is hard work, but we've got this. Let's get back to town now. Let's go.
What's it going to cost us to double time this bag?
Okay, so double for me. I'm going to make you do a strength check.
Someone give me a hand. We're going to have to really push this now.
You said a perception check?
I lift with my bag.
No, you don't need a perception for the moment.
Alright.
You can do one
Let's go.
if you're curious.
Natural 20. Thank you, Roan.
Rolled a 17 for perception.
Okay, so if you're doing fast pace, you are less perceptive. Forced march?
I suppose it would be a forced march at this point with these weird things behind us.
Okay, nice.
Pushing with this deer.
I'm going to grab the back legs of the deer with a 23. Just two burly guys.
Am I doing a strength check?
Yeah, Kaelen.
Full on
I'm gonna
Goku
say
screaming.
this. Actually, Kaelen, can you do an athletics check as you're not carrying the deer, but you are keeping pace?
Okay. Well, I rolled a natural 20, and then plus 1 athletics, so 21.
Nice, okay.
Holy moly.
I'm keeping right up.
You guys are marching through the forest. You are dead set on getting out of here, and you are moving quickly. You might occasionally...
With this stag.
with your catch with you. You're occasionally noticing the odd movements that catch your attention as you're going through, but nothing that you really feel you need to stop for. You finally make it out onto the path that leads towards the village. There are a few people sort of making their way slowly back into the village. You can see a few tired adventurers coming in from somewhere, and farmers making their way back in from the fields. Making a rush through the streets so that you can try and get to the butchers. Takes you a few minutes to try and locate the butchers. Asking a few people nearby maybe. You manage to get there just as the butcher looks like he's packing up to leave.
Boy, evening, fella. We've got something for you.
The butcher looks a little bit surprised and blinks a couple of times. Oh?
just proudly stood there, just like
sweat pouring down our backs, clothes just stuck to us, steaming in the evening air.
Brought you stag payment, please.
Also the birds. Don't forget the birds.
Yes, we have the 2 pheasants as well.
The one who hasn't been carrying the stacks.
Kaelen's literally just like, he's fine.
So, yeah.
Kaelen had a light jog. We had like a marathon.
Yeah, you two are basically sort of a little hunched over, a little bit sort of bent knee, catching your breath. Kaelen strolls forward towards the butcher with the couple of birds in his hand. Oh, I see. Have you had a bit of a long trip or something?
Just a hump getting it back out of the forest quick.
Ah, I see.
We wanted to catch you today before you closed.
And that you have. Alright then, let's see what you got then.
Use the remainder of my strength to hoist forward the body of a stag. Probably the side of its head's a little bit scuffed up where we just dragged it along the road.
It's just to gouge the entire way where the antlers have been.
There's a path to follow where you've come from.
Put the 2 frozen pheasants up on the...
They probably defrosted a bit by now.
I was going to say.
Okay, so the butcher takes a moment and looks over your catch. Aye, got nice antlers on this one. You've made a good find. Very well, bring him in. Let's have a look. He opens the door to his shop to allow you to come in. In fact...
Ozmeros just goes, goes again. Noticeably slower.
I
sadly grip the legs.
The butcher gives you a bit of an eye out the corner of his eye, in fact, and looks at you but doesn't say anything. So, are you after coin or are you after it to be butchered? I'll take a portion of it if you just want it cut up as payment.
I don't know what you fellas think, but if we could have a few rations out of this and payment for the rest.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Do you keep the horns and skin yourself?
The horns are, in fact, a nice set. These would sell pretty well if you don't want to keep them, of course.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't know a buyer for this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm happy to sell it to this fine gentleman.
If you'd give us a fair price and be able to make a profit yourself, you can keep the lot, sir.
Ah, that sounds fine by me.
Bar a couple of cuts.
The birds in with this too, or are you keeping those?
I believe it's a good idea to put the birds up too, no?
Yeah, the birds are going up as well.
Unless you two fancy eating a pheasant tonight.
I'm gonna be heading back to the tavern if it's alright with you two. We're always welcome to join.
Yeah.
Well, both birds and a stag. What say you?
Pretty decent haul. Let's have a look, see. With the antlers as well. Certainly do well. How much do you want of it? Enough for a couple of rations each, or are you looking for a little more?
Probably just a couple of rations each.
So, speaking to the butcher, he's had a good look at what you've brought him. Pretty sure I could give you... don't usually give this much, but it is a particularly nice beast you've managed to find. 5 gold pieces.
Including the pheasants?
Including the pheasants.
Can I haggle?
You can try and persuade if you'd like to.
Can I intimidate?
If you'd like to, what are you going to go for? Intimidate or persuade?
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm gonna go intimidation, but I'm gonna be like a nice intimidation where I'm just like smiling and surely it's worth more than that.
Whilst brandishing his stuff.
Yeah, just...
Okay, so intimidation roll in, please.
Okay. Oh my god.
What?
I rolled a natural 20. Okay. Plus my intimidation, which is a +6.
My god, Ozmeros is scared of Kaelen right now.
Yeah, I really...
And
Yeah, remember when you said that I wasn't intimidated? Said
I wish to point out at this point, Ozmeros is literally just like thought that Kaelen would be like the slightly fresh-faced bait that he'd need for going through this. And now he's realised that Kaelen might actually be the insane one out of all of us.
I'm the one.
Well, considering that he's the one that one-shot a goblin and a deer.
Yep. It's all adding up now. Ozmeros is actually... Ozmeros gets the frightened state.
Frightened state.
Name of Helm. I step forward between you and the shopkeeper.
Okay. What are you doing exactly?
Oh, me?
No, Roan, he's going to try and intervene or do something, I assume.
I just place a hand on the butcher's shoulder. Do not worry yourself, we mean well entirely, but the day has been long. My friend here took an arrow from a goblin, and we ourselves had to fight 3 of them, with perhaps more in the forest. And on our way back carrying this damn thing, there were weird tree spirits following us along the way.
Okay.
If the butcher looks over, if the butcher glances at me, I'm not looking at him, I'm just staring at Kaelen like...
Actually, don't the roll.
Yeah, like...
Do this role play.
Like I'm smiling, and surely it's worth more, and my shadow kind of gets, like, bigger.
Not magically bigger, just your lanterns, like, casting light on you weirdly. So it's like...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I was trying to word it right, but you got it, yeah.
Okay, so with that then, you can
I think
feel
that's
the
the high
tension
score.
in the shoulder of the butcher as you place your hand on him. As you explain the situation, he sort of eases a little bit more. You can feel his shoulder relax. No worries, no worries. We've had plenty of weary travellers come through. Have you sorted yourself out a meal and somewhere to stay for the evening?
Not at all. I am all but penniless, I am afraid. This hall of ours is to be our saviour.
Now, I will offer you, if you wish to come back, and my wife makes good venison stew, if you'd like to have some of that. I don't have very many places to stay, unfortunately, but we do have a barn, if you'd like to rest up in there. Either that, or use the coin and use the tavern. They're usually quite welcoming.
So 5 gold to stay in your barn and a free meal with you and your wife?
If you'd like it.
Personally, I'd say that that's quite a steal, lads. I turn to look at both Ozmeros and the currently menacing Kaelen.
Ozmeros is still staring at Kaelen.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like we could get more out of that. Because, yeah. Because what, a room's probably what, like 1 silver?
If you would have asked, or if you're asking him, he'll tell you that to stay in the Crooked Brooms is 2.5 silvers. So 2 silvers and 5 coppers.
Oh. Huh. Fine, I'll just go with the group. We'll sleep in the barn and have some venison.
The sweat bead drops off Ozmeros and he finally snaps too.
I still think it's worth more.
That sounds wonderful.
You know what, Kaelen? You're probably right that it's worth more, but the man also has to take his own cut and earn money off of it. So unless you fancy being the butcher and selling it yourself, we're kind of out of options here.
Yeah, I guess, you're right.
The butcher fishes out from a coin purse his 5 golden coins, as he's offered, and goes to shift the deer up onto his shoulders. He hooks the birds up on one of the hooks in here. Here, follow me in this way. And he takes you out towards the back of his workshop.
Who did he hand the coins to?
You, as you are right next to him with your hand on his shoulder.
Okay. I will pocket the coins for now and figure out trying to divvy up 5 coins between 3 people later.
Yeah. Hence why I was trying to haggle for more.
He drops off the deer in his workspace and leads you a little bit further back where there is a humble-looking home, which he leads you into the back door of, and you see a quite petite woman who is busying about in the kitchen. She's preparing some meat already, you can see. The butcher says, "Give me a minute, I'll be back in, and we can have venison stew tonight, if you're willing to cook that, my love." She looks quite pleased and gives you all sort of a friendly nod. A long wooden bench, which is the table with a couple of benches either side of it.
We get that venison too?
I think it's being cooked for us.
Oh, okay, so we don't get any rations out of it?
You will do. The butcher goes back out to go start carving up the deer.
We didn't actually get any names.
No, you didn't.
Oh, this is a lovely home you've got.
That it is. My husband works very hard to keep us well here.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch either of your names.
I'm Josie, and he's Gillian.
Smooth.
Josie and Gideon.
And, what are your names?
Well, I am Ozmeros. This here is Kaelen. Still eyeing you nervously.
Hello, my name is Kaelen. Nice to meet you. Back to my friendly demeanor.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And this is Roan.
Evening to you.
I cross one hand over my chest. Roan Beltane, thank you for inviting us into your home.
My husband is a very good judge of character. He'd only allow you in if he was quite sure.
I see.
After my intimidation.
You can see her preparing a large pot over a fire in the sort of warm, comfortable kitchen that is kind of cosy but very welcoming.
You don't mind me asking. Do you happen to have any ale? I'll happily pay you for it. It's been a long day.
Oh yes, give me a minute. We always keep a little bit in the house. She shuffles about a few pots and pours out a couple of kegs. Excessive.
Mugs?
A couple of mugs of drinks and hands you each one.
Why, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Let's just start chugging it.
Have you had a long day? You're looking like you may have been travelling for a little while.
Oh, you see, I was near death, I was. It was a traumatic experience, but, luckily I met these 2 wonderful adventurers, and we're making quite the team.
Yes, you must now remember that your life is owed to the healing light of hell. I smile playfully.
Owing is a bit of a strong word.
I laugh and raise my mug.
Cheers the mug and continue drinking, looking slightly nervous.
Gideon returns and gives you each a parcel of well-wrapped meats and gives his wife a certain amount to go into the stew and goes to clean up. Okay, so after a little while you are given a large wooden bowl full of venison stew. It smells extremely comforting food, homely, and you have been topped up with your drinks. So you've had a couple so far, and the couple sit down and ask you to tell them about your busy day and what's happened.
As I've had a couple to drink, and I just go off into like a full-on regaling of a tale. Kaelen and Roan obviously know that this is slightly embellished, if not very embellished, but
even so, whether embellished or not, and they know it or not, Josie and Gilligan seem extremely invested in your story, and they listen well as you tell it. Gilligan turns to you. I'm surprised you managed to do so well in those forests. There's stories of spirits and all sorts, and fey creatures are supposed to be in there.
Fey creatures? Perhaps that's what I saw.
Aye, most people go up for the other forest. It's a bit more, natural.
Well, we took our first strides into the unnatural and seem to have come out Not much the worse for wear, luckily.
Well, you certainly made a decent catch while being there.
Yeah.
So, Ozmeros.
I-
You asked us to become a group earlier today. How do you think we're doing?
Well, I have to say, I took one look at both of you, and I just knew there was something right about about you to party up with. And you know what? I think it's living up to that expectation.
Yeah, it's definitely been enjoyable, I'd say. It's very action-packed.
And this was just a simple hunting trip?
Yeah.
Indeed, I think there can be many more good things to come. Cheers to a new party.
To a future
Cheers.
of good things. And a life of plenty. I ran my cup into both of those.
Yeah, this time I actually used my cup.
Aye.
So you manage to eat and feel comfortable, and the fire pops and crackles as you sort of settle in for the evening. The butcher takes you out to the barn. It's not large, but it is well stacked with hay and straw. Seems quite comfortable. There's a couple of goats in an end pen that are out of the way from you guys, but it looks like it will do for the night.
Cozy. I've slept in
Alright.
far worse conditions.
Yeah, same here. Thank you.
This is actually comfortable in comparison to some places I've slept.
You're welcome to come in the morning for something to eat, or head off as you see fit, but make yourselves comfortable.
Ah,
Appreciate it.
Very kind.
well, good night, sir. Blessings of Helm upon thee.
Butcher gives you a nod, and he leaves the door slightly ajar so you can decide to close it as you suit. And you see him heading off back into the home.
I'll lay back into the hay and pull out one of the gold coins. So, I suppose the funds are, well, for the group. It would probably be a good idea to use this to try and get some sort of, I don't know, can we even afford armor?
It depends on what we can find in this village. I actually don't know much about it. I've only got here recently myself.
Yeah, I also just got here.
I mean,
We can always have a look around and...
Watching you get pierced with that goblin arrow doesn't give me much hope for the future. I can only bring you back a limited amount of times.
Not my finest moment, I will admit, but I think we can. I think I can do better than that. But if I can find some armor in the meantime, I won't complain.
I mean, I'm down for the gold to be used to help him out. I have this silver earring, too, that I can sell tomorrow.
Well, look at that. Where did you get a silver earring?
I pulled it from the goblin.
Well.
Fantastic.
I suppose we better buff that up before you try and sell it. Get the goblins stink
Yeah.
off with the damn thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna do. Gonna clean it up a bit.
Well, I stuffed the gold coin back into my pocket. I'll keep a hold of these for now, so long as that's okay with you two.
As the pious type, I hope you don't run off with it. So I'll trust you.
Makes sense to me.
I don't see myself running tonight at any point. I'm quite beat.
Or actually, there is one errand I must run in the morning. I do owe a tab to be cleared at the tavern.
Fair.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps we'll try and get one of these gold coins split so you can pay off the tab evenly.
That sounds good to me. Well, in that case, I'm going to settle down for the evening. Pleasure working with you, and I look forward to what tomorrow brings.
Indeed. The sun will rise once more.
Good night.
So you settle down for the evening, get relaxed, and gently fall to sleep. Is there anything your character's going to be doing in particular? Taking orders or anything? Or are you just all going to crash out and go to sleep?
I mean, I guess I can clean up this earring a little bit, but I don't know if that matters.
Okay.
I mean, I'll spend a little time in prayer.
Okay.
But apart from that, I crash out pretty fast.
Fair enough.
I die face down in a bale of hay.
Straight into goat shit.
Round 2.
I'm going to get you guys to level your characters up to level 2. Woohoo!
Yay!
Excitement.